आचार्य भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धोभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं परमानन्दमाधवम्। Hare Krishna, welcome everybody. Anyone knows what is the name of this course? Yes, anybody? What is the name of this course? Please type it in the chat. You all have to be very active. Okay, game series. Game. Okay, Ayush Kumar says capital G-A-M-E. Okay, game series. Why do you think we called it game series? Yes? Yes, anybody? Gita made easy for all. Gita for all made easy. It's a series of game. Well, spiritual knowledge game. That's what we're going to have. Playing game, you made Bhagavad Gita easy. Learning with fun. Okay. We are definitely going to have fun. If we're all together, we're going to have fun. In fact, Srila Prabhupada said that Krishna consciousness is serious fun. It is serious. At the same time, it is fun. Okay, Aurav, game of life. Okay, what are your expectations from this? I wanted to hear from all of you. What do you think? So Bhaskarji says, I want to live life peacefully. He's expecting peace. Some tips for peace from this particular session. Anyone else? Who am I? So Soham Dalalji wants to know the answer to who he is. Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna, Kuwarji. Okay. So learn Bhagavad Gita basics by fun way. Snehalji, thank you. I want to gain real knowledge. Okay, Vandanaji. Addition to spiritual knowledge. Okay. How to handle life surrounding you. Expecting eternal knowledge. Very good, very good. Learning how to preach. Yes, very good. Get ready to teach. Mahir and Pranjal both are saying to understand the ultimate purpose in life. You all are perfectly correct. Whatever has been discussed by all of you is right. So I want to know from all of you, how many of you attended the Gita Art of Life session? Please raise your hand in the app if you have attended. Yes. So many hands up. Haribol. Jai. Thank you. All right. Thank you. So now I want to know from all of you, how many of you attended the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Matchless Gift, that series? All right, few of you have been attending this, the Matchless Gift. Okay. And now, the last question: how many of you did the teachers training course? I just want to see. Very good. All right. Don't worry. These all sessions are mutually exclusive, but the recordings are available. Those of you who wish to, anytime you want to go and get back to those sessions, It's possible, it's available. So no problem. All right. So now what exactly is going to be present in this game series? You may all want to know what is this game series all about. Gita for all made easy. That's good. Yeah, acha hai. That's nice. But this session is going to be a series of scientific presentation of Krishna consciousness, which is going to add very much to our faith, add very much to our conviction, and we are going to be getting completely surcharged with faith and conviction. That is the whole purpose. Yes, because nowadays, Prabhuji, I am very convinced, but people in society may be very. They may think, okay, हमको जो है, we want to know about science. You present to us science and technology because there are three times. The first time is called the Vedic time. The second time is called the modern time, and the third time is called the postmodern time. So we are all in postmodern time. So in Vedic time, what used to happen is anything that is there in Shastras, अगर गीता में लिखा है, बिल्कुल सच है. It's completely correct. What about the or the modern time? In the modern time, the philosophy was that anything that science says is correct. And the postmodern time, well, anything that is good to experience that is correct. So although we live in postmodern time and people all believe in experience. अगर अच्छा है, experience अच्छा है, तो सब सच है. Is very true. So although we believe in experience, but still we want to have some scientific understanding of spirituality, Krishna consciousness. So here is an attempt, the game series, which will have several levels, level 2, level 3, level 4, जितने भी level add कर सकते हैं, जितना गेम खेलना है उतना खेल सकते हैं, and जितना आप लोग ready है, हम तो हमेशा ready है. So what we are planning is in a month, one full week, except on Thursdays, one full week, we are going to be having this game series. Okay. So on this note, we would like to start off today's first session of the game series. All right. So here we go. I'm going to be sharing the screen for all of you. So you're all ready? Okay. So please turn on your videos. You'll be able to see the screen better. Try karo video on karke. So these are the contents that we're going to be seeing. Just as our Soham Dalalji, he asked a question, who am I? And we're going to be studying the 6 changes of a living body. Then coming down to science. Is there any scientific proof? The mechanism of reincarnation, how reincarnation exactly takes place. Difference between soul and God. And finally, what is the practical benefit of having the knowledge of soul in our day-to-day life? So that's going to be the flow of the presentation for today. Right. So now, moving on to the first. This has always been a discussion. Atom ya Atma. What exactly is the very root and source of life? Atom, Atma, kya hai? The golden question, who are you? There are different ways in which people can answer this question. Who are you? Answer in different way, no same way. देखते हैं कितने आंसर आते हैं. Please hit the button. I know you all know the answer. इतना गीता, आर्ट ऑफ लाइफ, भागवतम, मैच, लेट्स गिफ्ट, इतना सब कुछ कर चुके हैं. आंसर तो आता ही है हमको. Soul in human body, I am soul, but you have to answer differently. Answer differently other than soul. What do people say? Servant of Krishna, incarnation of Krishna. क्या बात है माहिर? Your name they missed in Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam में miss हो गया आपका नाम. Part and parcel of God. Friend of Krishna, Indian. Yeah, Indian. Yes, Mrs. Agarwal. Okay, spirit. That's nice. So most of you have done the course. Man with full ego. What an answer. It's a direct message that came. A parent, a child, a part of the whole. Very interesting. Fallen souls. Just a soul. Fallen वगैरह नहीं. Hanging soul. लटके हुए आत्मा. भटके हुए आत्मा, लटके हुए आत्मा. Different answers. Very interesting answers coming. गुरु जी हम हिंदी में बोलिए, इंग्लिश ज्यादा समझ में नहीं आता. ये इंग्लिश का सेशन है, हिंदी का सेशन कहीं और चलेगा दूसरे आईडी पे. दिस इज एन इंग्लिश सेशन. ओके फाइन. सो गुड आंसर्स. नॉर्मली पीपल से इंडियन, आई एम एन इंडियन, आई एम अ मैन, आई एम अ वुमन, ऑल दिस काइंड ऑफ आंसर्स. Okay, I'm a believer of God. Your all answers clearly prove you have done Gita out of life very seriously. अच्छे से किया आप लोगों ने. But still, now please learn the techniques to present Krishna consciousness in a very scientific manner. That's the purpose of the game series. And this will not, okay, ये तो आता है हमको. Well, but कैसे present करना आता है? That is something you can learn. And you can also learn through these sessions how to scientifically and systematically convince anybody in the science of Bhagavad Gita, right? Okay. There's been a very famous scientist. His name is Dr. Harry Monson. He's a professor of anatomy in a college. बॉडी में है, लेकिन हमको पता नहीं था. We did not know that we are made up of all these substances. Yes, we never even know the constituents of our body. And what did he do is, after understanding the constituent of each and every ingredient, Dr. Harry Monson associated a price. सबका जो है एक एक करके कीमत, रेट कितना है मार्केट रेट के हिसाब से, he added up everything and he came up with the conclusion that, let's see what's it, add up everything, सब कुछ हमारे बॉडी में ऐड हो गया. Our body is worth 110 rupees. Congratulations. 110 रुपए का शरीर. Can you believe that? So this is the body we live in. 110 rupees. Now somebody is told, आपका cost जो है, your cost is 110 rupees. The person will be seriously offended. That's it. That's it. इससे ज्यादा कॉस्टली तो मेरे कपड़े हैं. No, my clothes are much more costlier than that. And you say 110 only? Come on, that's ridiculous. ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता. There must be something wrong in calculation. फिर से calculate करो, उतना ही आएगा. Because that is the price of the body. Right? That's the reality. All right. We surely can understand that ये हम नहीं है. This is not us. This is definitely the body. Yes. So we definitely know that we are much more than the chemical bundles. Then what is our real identity? Who are we actually? Okay. Beauty queen. What happened? Same beauty queen. Chemicals are same. No feelings, no thinking, no desires, no movement, no consciousness, because same body, but the soul is gone. Soul is gone. Atoms वही पे है, लेकिन आत्मा चली गई है. Atom is there, but the Atma is gone. That's what has happened. Going on. So this is our journey from womb to tomb. Womb to tomb journey. Lord Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita that na hanyate hanyamane sharire. There's absolutely no death for a soul. There is no birth for a soul also, because the soul is eternally existing. Now, if we look at body and soul, my dear friends, can you quickly tell me what are the differences between body and soul? Can you please tell me? What do you think are the differences? The different body, 100 years max. Body is perishable, okay. And what about soul? Soul is eternal. Very good. Soul has chetna. Body is jad. The body is dead. Okay. What else? Soul runs the body. The body cannot run without a soul. Very good. Okay. Okay. So mostly you all stuck to destructible, undestructible, etc. Soul is the driver. Body is the car. Very good. Let's see some more differences. You will get to learn more differences here. Hmm? The body is made up of matter. Pancha Mahabhut. You heard that? भूमिरापोनलो वायु खं मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकारमिति यं मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा. So this body is made of matter. And then what is soul made of? The soul is made of spirit. The soul is not made of matter, body. It is made of spirit. Body is not conscious. The body is jada. On the other hand, the soul is conscious. The body changes, but the soul never changes. The body is temporary, the soul is eternal, permanent. The body is dead, but the soul is alive. You see, there are so many differences. It is all subtle. Temporary, permanent करके वो एक difference ही है. There are much more differences. Yes, you're right, Amit Ranjan Raiji. The soul cannot be cut. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakah, nachainam kledayantyapo, nashoshayati martha. The soul cannot be cut by weapons. It cannot be withered by air. It cannot be moistened by water. It cannot be burned by fire. Very correct. But the body, ये सब कुछ हो सकता है. You're right. Soul means subconscious mind? No, it doesn't mean subconscious mind. Please attend the session ahead. You will get to know what is soul. Okay, Sairaj Dalalji. All right. Every day, we love to see ourselves in the mirror. But the person we are seeing ourselves in the mirror is not us, it's the body. We are actually in the body. You see, there is Atma, who is the driver of this body. Soul, the real driver. And this is Paramatma. Paramatma is also in the body. This is the situation of all of us. Atma, Paramatma, both are there. Paramatma is Upadrishta and Anumanta. The Paramatma is the overseer, and he's the person who gives permission. He's a supervisor and the person who is the sanctioning authority. On the other hand, the soul is the one who's driving this body. So every day we look in the mirror, we think, oh, I need to have this hairstyle, I need to have, you know, how am I looking? But you are not able to look at yourself. It doesn't show where you are, who you are. So from materialistic point of view, if you see, everyone and everything is made of matter. Yes. And we are no more than chemical bundles. Sab kuch, elephant, deer, dog, snake, all are chemical bundles. And everything is finished at the time of death. So this is the materialistic viewpoint. Yes, materialistic viewpoint. But if you see from a spiritual viewpoint, it's different. From spiritual viewpoint, we understand that everybody is a spirit soul. We are not the material body made of flesh and bones. We are trapped in this body. We are encased within this body. And we do not die when the material body stops to function. It is only the body that dies, but we don't die. Yes? All right. Moving on. All right. So just as a car is bekar without a driver, if you see, the body and car has a lot of similarities. Sight, sound, engine, energy, heart is our engine, and movement through legs and through wheels. So just as car is bekar without a driver, This body is bekar without a soul. That's a science. So we are having an unseen driver and we are that unseen driver in this body. हम लोग ये हो, unseen driver. Okay, moving on. So I told you the story of a bird trapped in a cage. Just like a bird is trapped in a cage, we are trapped within the body. I told you the story of this old lady, right? She very one, I'll again ask all of you. She very nicely used to polish the cage. She used to paint the cage. But then the bird eventually died. Why? Why did the bird die? मर गया bird. क्यों? अच्छा से पेंटिंग किया था, अच्छा से साफ सफाई किया था, because the bird was not fed food. She forgot to feed it, or she didn't care to feed it. She didn't think it was necessary to feed it. Khana nahi mila. You're right. So this is what we need to understand, my dear friends, that spirituality is actually feeding the food to the soul. That is spirituality. So spirituality is not a question of one's interest. Spirituality is a question of one's need. ये हमारी ज़रूरत है. This is need. All right. So we have seen at or Atma. Yes, it is Atma. That is a soul. Then what exactly is a living body? Let's try to understand the difference between living body and non-living body. Uh, is man just not a powerful computer or a robot? This may be a question. Let's look at a drama stage. Yes, there's a drama. Are you able to see the drama?
I'm sorry. Baby, I'm sorry.
I can't do this anymore.
Yes. So when we watch a drama or a theatrical performance or a movie, what happens is that we have feelings. When there's a touching scene, there are tears which start rolling from the eyes. When there are comedy scenes, people are laughing, holding their belly and laughing out. And when there are no serious scene, everybody's on the edge of the seat. Of course, I can't show serious expression. That's the only expression I've not learned how to show. I can't get serious anytime. But so people try to be serious. And that's how. But the camera, this camera is standing right there without any emotions. It is just there. When the performance is happening, after the performance, people will say, wow, what a drama, what a movie. People sometimes may stand up and give a standing ovation. But the camera doesn't give a standing ovation. The camera is only standing there. No ovation. Why?
I don't know what else to
No
do.
experience.
Tell me what to
Experience. No emotions. There are a lot of emotions. No consciousness. That's the missing link. No judging. They're able to judge. So the ability to judge, spectate, observe, and all these experiences is possible only because of the consciousness, chetana. So many a time people ask, what is Swamiji full form kya? ISKCON ka ye full form kya? What is this ISKCON? We say International Society for Krishna Consciousness. तो क्या बात कर रहे हो? इंटरनेशनल हाँ समझता है इंटरनेशनल सोसाइटी हाँ हम भी सोसाइटी में रहते हैं हमको सोसाइटी में मालूम है कृष्णा हाँ कृष्ण जानते हैं फ्लूट बजाता है नाचता है वो ओके ठीक है कॉन्शियसनेस क्या है दिस many people are not able to understand this word consciousness. What do you think is consciousness? Yes, what do you think is this word consciousness? Don't search the dictionary or Google. बता दीजिए. Chetana is the Hindi equivalent. Correct. Realization, ability to sense, alertness, awareness, ability to think, act actively, active. That's also consciousness. Pranic energy. Interesting. And what else? Good answers. Mindful, watchful, mindful. That's nice. Yes, precisely, Surbiji. The quality of soul, that which pervades the entire body. Very correct. Intelligence is an aspect of consciousness. It is not exactly the consciousness, it's one aspect. You are all absolutely correct. Yes, it's correct. So all these things which you mentioned collectively shows that we are conscious. The state of being able to see, feel, and hear exactly. That is consciousness. Ability to experience, ability to judge, the ability to spectate, ability to observe. This is all consciousness. And this property is there with the soul, but not with the lens. Yes. So there was a conversation between a very famous personality who shot a question at Prabhupada. So he said, Swamiji, what do you think is this body? Why do you want to consider about this soul, etc.? Because our body is just like a car. It's just like another machine, another computer. What is it? How does it? Why do you want to talk about this soul and stuff? It's just another car, another machine, a regular one. What is the big difference? So look at Prabhupada's reply. This is very interesting. You'll like it. Prabhupada replied back, Mister, do you have something called a male car or a female car? And is it possible for a male car and female car to come together, unite and produce a baby car? Yes. Can you imagine? Wow, Prabhupada can be so amazing. Baby car from male car, female car, ऐसा कुछ होता ही नहीं. There's nothing called male and female car. Can come and produce baby car. Not there. Yes. So we need to understand. Prabhupada makes it very clear that there is a great difference between a living body and a dead body. बहुत फर्क है दोनों में. There are three major differences between living body and a robot. The first difference is that a living body undergoes 6 changes, while matter simply dwindles and is destroyed. What are those 6 changes we are going to be seeing? Secondly, we find that a male and a female living body can multiply similar species. Machine cannot do that. Another 3 is something about the observation. Consciousness means thinking, feeling, and willing. Yes, these are the 3 functions of the mind, precisely. So being mindful, being thoughtful, that is exactly consciousness. So we find here very clearly the difference. So what are the 6 changes? The first thing that happens to a living body is there's birth. Observe very carefully the pictures. Please observe the pictures very carefully. It has a very deep significance. Second is growth. Then there is maintenance for some time. Then production of byproducts. Then dwindling slowly. And finally, death. On the other hand, matter does not have these exchanges. Matter simply dwindles and is destroyed. So it's very important to first understand the difference between living body and a dead body. Then we can try to analyze the spirit and the matter. So we have the 6 changes which everybody has to undergo and experience. Okay. देखिए. Oh, okay. So if you see, now there was a question by Mr. Dalal. So what exactly is the mind? Because they were asking about the mind. Mind kya hai? What is this exactly? So see this. This is our gross body. The body which we every day look in the mirror and which is made of Pancha Mahabhut, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Then beyond this body, there is subtle body. And the subtle body is made of mind, intelligence, and false ego. Man Buddhi Ahankar, MBA. What is mind? Mind is a place which generates thoughts, and we get 60,000 thoughts every day from the mind. 60,000. Intelligence is our ability to plan and to discriminate, because mind usually stores the experience. Any experience you have, the mind stores it, and the intelligence is processing the experience. अच्छा है क्या? अच्छा experience अच्छा था, ठीक है फिर से करेंगे. Experience अच्छा नहीं था, no, we'll not do it again. So that ability to distinguish and discriminate, that comes from the intelligence. And finally, there is a state called false ego. And the false ego or ahankara, false ego, this means the person, the soul falsely identifying oneself to be the body. That's mithya ahankara. So just like when I asked all of you, who are you? You gave me many answers, right? You gave me so many answers. So these all answers other than the answer of we being Krishna Das, servant of God or a part and parcel of God. Apart from this particular answer, any answer that we give is actually arising out of false ego. That's not our identity, that's our misidentity. Okay, moving on. Then there is soul. The soul is made up of Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Sat means eternal, Chit means knowledge, and Ananda means bliss. The soul doesn't die, the soul is full of knowledge, and the soul is full of happiness and bliss. So, this is the situation. So, subtle body and the gross body are material energies. They are material energies. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter, verse number 4, he very clearly says that they are bhinna prakritirashtada. But on the other hand, the spirit soul, apareyamitastvanyam prakritim viddhi me param jiva bhuta mahabhaho yayedam dharite jagat. The soul is a superior energy than matter, which is manipulating this material energy. That is spirit soul. All right, moving on. Is there any scientific proof? When scientific कुछ proof रहता है क्या for the existence of this anti-material personality or soul? Let's find out. First thing is a common sense. Many of you would have attended a funeral. Yes, funeral ceremony to observe the death of a near one, someone, some relative. So what do people say in the funeral? In the funeral, the people say, "Oh, he or she has passed away, passed away." But the body is right there in front. Yes, you may say she has passed away, but the body is there. Who has passed away? The soul has passed away. Yes, so the soul has passed away. All right. Similarly, another aspect of consciousness, the camera looking at this red light would say, okay, this is the red light, and this red light is having a certain frequency of some nanometers, something like this is the visible range, and all this analysis can be done with the camera. But what if living people, two living people, they see this particular scene? They say, "Oh, do you remember our good old days when we were young? We used to pass by." So they're having an experience out of it. So they share happy memories. So consciousness means being aware, thinking, feeling, willing, and intentionality. So this is something that proves the soul that we are conscious, we are able to judge. Number three, now this is something which is experienced by almost 11 to 14% of the American population. Near death experience and out of body experience. Yes. So can you observe this out of body experience? This person's body is right there, but then there's a connection and the person is able to see what's happening to the body. Who's coming, who's going, who's acting on the body, kya exactly ho raha hai, everything observed. So that is the experience, and even near-death experience. Sometimes it is said, my dear friends, the patient is declared to be brain dead. Even the brain stops functioning. And the doctor says, yes, this is brain dead. This guy is brain dead, he's no more there. But all of a sudden, the person wakes up. The heartbeat is revived, the brainwave frequency is revived, and this happens as near-death experience. So Pranjal is asking a very interesting question. Is it true that this happens during sleep also? Yes, it does. But many times you are not able to see. The soul has experience. It's not always, sometimes this happens. I've had many students who have got both near-death experience as well as out-of-body experience. They have shared with me personally. Yes, very thrilling stories. Syllabus के बाद बताऊंगा. Okay, all right. Now we go ahead. Eternal soul. There's been a lot of research. Can you see there are so many books in the market which speaks about near-death experience and out-of-body experiences. So many in the market. And this is the next proof. A very, very famous personality, Dr. Ian Stevenson, professor of psychiatry, University of West Virginia. He studied very extensively 2,000 cases of spontaneous reincarnation, especially in the children, because when somebody is in the age of 3 to 5 years of age, that is the time when the past life memories can come to the surface. This is the time it happens. If you observe, there are so many books again about reincarnations, many of them writing. So Dr. Ian Stevenson has done a verified study. That means he has actually seen, verified the cases, going back to the past life. The next one is phobia. How many of you have some phobia? ऐसा मत बोलो सांप से, बिच्छू से, छिपकली से डर लगता है, ऐसा नहीं. Something, any, what phobias do you have? You can type it. Anyone? क्या phobia आपको? Height. Okay. Height से डर लगता है. All right. But still we stay in 15th floor. All right. Crowds. Okay. Afraid of crowd. Darkness. Water. Fire. Very good. Yes. So now you'll get to know the reason why you have phobias. Because the phobias have a deep connection to the way we would have died in the past. They're related to that. Somebody who might have drowned in water in the previous life and given up their life, they would have water phobia. This is all proved scientifically. People had somebody maybe afraid of getting stabbed, so they're afraid of all this weapons and sharp objects. Yes, somebody might have entered their life getting shot, so they're afraid of guns. So these are different phobias. Fire, same thing, etc. Now coming to this, how many of you have seen friends who have been twins? Judwa bhai, Judwa behan. Someone? Any one of you see? Okay. Yes. All right. Great. So you're seeing some twins, but how many of you observe that their temperament, their mentality, their ideology, their mindset, their thought process is totally different? How many of you observe that? Yeah, different. Why? क्योंकि मैं बताता हूँ. Ideally, the body का जो DNA structure होता है, that is same for both. They are having the same DNA structure of the body. So biologically, anatomically, they are same. But the difference is actually there in the driver. Driver तो अलग हुआ ना. भले DNA structure same है, the driver is different. So the car will run differently because they are two different souls in a similar bodily structure. So DNA material, genetic material is same, but the car model is same, but drivers are different, so they will drive differently. I like to show you this video. चलता है क्या देखने पड़ेगा? या चलता है? Can't open the file. बाद में दिखाता हूँ. I'll show you. Last few minutes I'll show you this fighter pilot का video. Time है तो बताऊंगा. Moving on. So there have been so many scientists and philosophers who have actually, in their writings and in their speeches, quoted reincarnation, and they do believe firmly in the phenomena of reincarnation. This is also the story of Shukla Gupta remembering her past life as Manu. She in fact takes her father, Sri Amritlal Chakravarti, the house of Amritlal Chakravarti, and she recognized her previous house, her relatives. She knew all the names and she knew the nicknames of brother-in-laws, and she indicated Sri Haridhan Chakravarti ji as her husband. See, all this story is there in the form of, it's there in the form of picture. So that's a memory of spontaneous reincarnation by Shukla, who claimed to be Manu in the previous life. Okay. Now, what exactly is the mechanism of reincarnation? The mechanism of reincarnation is thus: what exactly happens to us at the time of death? File again not opening. Okay, all right, I don't want to run. No. Yes. So it is said, Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya namani grinnati naroparani. तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अम्यानि सम्याति नवानि देहि. So when the soul finds that this body, this particular body, has been it's rendered useless, then the soul leaves this particular body along with the subtle body. Along with the subtle body, the soul is ejected from this body, and it goes to the next body based on the law of karma. Based on karma at the time of death. So the law of karma is based on the desires which are stored in the subtle body. So a person gets a new dress, he changes. Soul change of body is nothing but change of dress. Okay. So on what basis the soul is awarded next body? On the basis of law of karma and the law of last thought. This is very interesting photo. See this. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tameveti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitah. So I want all of you to, can you see the faces? You're all able to see these faces. You see what is going to happen. Ready? Are you all ready to see the change? Yes, more interesting here. Interesting video. See what happens. Whatever state they remember, they get that type of body. Funny, right? First time I laughed for almost 4 or 5 minutes when I saw this for the first time. So we surely don't want to be like these guys. Anka, this is not an example to follow. Kutte bhi live bandar ban gaye. Yes. So we have to understand the art of leaving the body. So based on the desires that we have in the mind, that's the reason why they got that body. Second is the karma. Yes, based on the karma, you get, there is sadyoni, asadyoni. Both you get, good and bad karma. So if one ignores the laws of God and engages in sinful activities, then one glides to animalistic bodies. That's called asadgati. See, these are all examples of asadgati. Somebody is attached to eating meat. One gets the body of tiger. You're accustomed to eating flesh and not drinking blood. Somebody is attached to sleeping so much. Sleepy, sleepy, sleepy always. Then one gets the body of polar bear, where one can sleep nicely. Somebody is not very good in etiquettes, exposing body too much. Yes, expose your body as much as possible. Soul is given. This same soul. See the structure of the tree and the soul, body. Same person. So now our life is full of choices, and our choices decide our future body. So if we utilize this human form of life is very rare, and we have to use this human form of life. Oh yeah, it's quite scary, but it's true. Law of nature is scary. So you have to use this particular form to develop discrimination and lead a responsible life. So, but if you engage in sinful activities, that's the other part. Yeah. So the four pillars of sinful life: meat eating, intoxication. See how that fellow is suffering. It's pillar of sinful life. Gambling. It increases greed and brings out. It can make you a criminal also. Criminal mentality. And illicit sex. Yes, the pillars of sinful life. So what is going to happen to this person? That's the next life he's preparing for. So our activities that we do currently prepare us for the next life. Hare Krishna. So once there was a owner, an owner of a dog, and he was taking a dog for a ride. So I could see, कुछ मिल रहा है. दोनों का फेस कट वैसे मिल रहा था. वो कुत्ता करके ऐसा था, ओनर भी वैसे वो सेम फेस कट, मैचिंग फेस कट था दोनों का. This is what happens. Yes, so we have to read the life of the responsibility. Yes, and do the right thing. Tapasya, austerity. We have to read life of austerity, sacrifice, yajna, to please the. Sacrifice means yajna, to please the Lord. That's the life we should lead. Then we should lead a life of studying the scriptures, gaining knowledge, and have holy association. Lead a life of holy association with saintly people. And then one is promoted. Otherwise, one will take. So slowly we have to elevate ourselves. This is a life of degrading. This is elevation. We elevate to the kingdom of God. So we'll be stopping here and we will be continuing tomorrow at 8 p.m. where we'll get to know the difference between soul and God. And tomorrow we will also see some scientific proofs. How we can scientifically prove the existence of God. That's something we will be seeing. Slideshow is very nice. This is made by my very dear friend, Ms. Grace Karuna Gauram Prabhu. He has made the slides and it's directed by, the whole material is based on Discover Yourself course by His Grace Radhesham Prabhu. Actually, the name game also Prabhuji only has given. हमने सिर्फ उसको present कर दिया. That's our. I want to hear some reflections from all of you. Somebody wants to speak up personally. You can speak your reflections. What you appreciated, what was your take home? I want some comment. I want to hear something. So if you can all just, anyone raising hand and if you wish to speak, you can speak. And please do turn on your videos while speaking. We don't want to hear Akashvani. कहाँ से आ रही है? No Akashvani. You can raise your hand and speak. Anyone? Yes. We have Medhavani Sakhi Mataji and then Bandanaji after her.
Krishna. Krishna, audible?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, you're very audible.
Okay, Dandath Pranams Prabhuji, a very, very wonderful presentation. Actually, I like that slide, right? Sometimes we speak very theoretically, based on our consciousness, we can degrade ourselves into lower species of life. When we explain it to people, it doesn't strike so hard as seeing that, your image is changing into, an animal, when it strikes like that, it is, so I think it's a very, very nice preaching tool when we actually present it like this. It has the desired impact. So I found the presentation very nice and hard hitting. Yeah. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. A picture speaks as good as 1,000 words, and a video speaks as good as 1,000 pictures. So that's a tool we can use in our preaching. It's amazing. Okay, next we have Bandanaji followed by Mahua Ghosh. Hare Krishna.
um, the means reference है ना today's reference.
Yes, reference.
The first the science of soul.
Yes.
Means am I a matter or am I a soul? And 6 changes of living body. Difference between living body and dead body. Our body's worth is 110 rupees. Then material difference between material viewpoint and spiritual viewpoint. And one 6 changes of living body and difference between also living body and dead body. Then 6 changes of living body like birth, growth, maintenance, production of byproducts, dwindling, and death.
Bandanaji, thank you so much for practically sharing the whole lectures. कुछ point बाकी सबके लिए भी छोड़िए. You can leave some points for others also. Thank you. After Mahua Ghosh ji, we'll have Shashikant.
Hello, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It is good to see you again, and I'm so happy to see you. With the wonderful discourses that you give. The session is definitely fantastic. I have attended the Gita Art of Life and Gita Bhagavatam series. So I shouldn't be very biased to the other speakers, but the moment I say your name, okay, this is the person who is speaking, I definitely ensure that I will join that session. That is my personal favoritism or whatever you can call, because I just love the way you speak and you explain the whole thing. Not that the others are, I mean, एक बंदे का personal view होता है वैसे. The session is definitely fantastic. The one that you're taking, the game series, it's like a revision of what we did in Gita Art of Life and the Bhagavatam series to an elevated level. Okay, this will definitely, from my perspective, I'm saying as a person, though I do a lot of readings and whatever you recommend at a at a transcendental level, apart from the other readings that I do, this will definitely help me in explaining scientifically and content wise to why there is Gita. Because a lot of times, when you say that do this, do Gita, people sometimes, being the eldest person in the house and, holding a managerial level, it's not easy to just let go things, right? So sometimes people come with very haphazard, complicated, emotional, personal problems. Okay, so most of the time I say, your every problem that you are telling me, it's there in Bhagavad Gita. Just go and read it. Okay. Even people who desire things materialistically, to my mom also, I mean, it's been almost 10 years now that I have, my father has, is there in heaven somewhere. To my sister as well, I said, don't worry, he's wherever he is, he's happy. Read Bhagavad Gita. You will understand where we all go. Okay. Secondly, I really like the way there are a lot of gods. Okay, we have in our culture, religion, or Hinduism. But then when you know the universe creation, everything is originating from here. Okay, so you just go and pray to this person. When you know who is the master, and whatever you are offering here, it's ultimately going to go there. Even when I see my own devastan or religious place where all the gods are kept, and I explained this to my mother, mummy, everything wo ek hi bhagwan ko jata hai, it all goes over there. So you just pray to one person. That logically is right. Or sometimes I get bombarded, but she's mom. So there are, it takes time. People really, all I want to say is that there are things that I have learned logically, intellectually. I know why Narayan you have to pray for Narayan, and it's not that the other gods are lowered. It's just that you are originated from there, so just go there. Okay. So all of these good things definitely are there. And once again, I would like to tell you that this session is just like an elevated revision, and it definitely answers a lot of my problems that I have been facing on a personal level. I'm like, just leave it. I'm in the best phase of my life with Gita, as the center. And yeah, that's all. I think I don't want to elongate much.
Thank you so much. I was wondering she's going to start another session. She was so enthusiastic. My experience with Gita. Shashikant Prabhu, in a minute. You have a minute to win it, please.
Yeah, Prabhuji, the slides are so good and impactful. So I have a suggestion that next time the first session, first program should be the game series, and then Gita Art of Life, and then Bhagavatam. So that will be a correct sequence, I think. Because
Thank you.
lot of people who don't believe in God, or who don't believe that we are a soul or body, so their concepts will be clear, and then from these concepts, basic concepts, they can understand the Gita Art of Life better, and then Bhagavatam.
Yes. So Shashikant was going to get all his new friends to the game series.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And this particular lecture is available on the YouTube. You can definitely take it.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everybody else. Aishwarya Azadov ji, Mahir Khansara ji, Shruti Desai Mataji, everybody, Sangeeta ji, yes, everybody, all of you, for your wonderful and lovely comments. We'll close it here. We late हो गया आज 4 minutes extra. But anyways, thank you all very very much for coming. And you definitely can get even your new friends who are quite scientifically minded. Science क्या बोलते हैं सब. To very systematically establish their faith in God and scriptures. It will happen.